Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Seasonal Watch. Today we're watching Blue Lock, episode 19. There we go. What happened last time? We had the end of the match between Isagi, Nagi, and Bado versus Ryo, Kunigami, and Chigiri. Now, Bado was just messed that match. He was not passing, so they were ganging up on him and taking the ball away from him. However, Isagi had stepped up and was using Bado, so every time he messed up, Isagi was expecting that. Every time he drew the attention towards Baro, either he or Nagi used the ball to their advantage. So they were trying to play it out like that. And there was Bado was still trying to play alone, not working, until a moment where he was so close to the ball to get into his zone so that he could get a goal, but Shigiri was right on his tail and he couldn't get there in time. And Isagi put in the pressure to make him pass the ball, and when he passed, everyone was surprised, even Bado. And at that moment, he admitted defeat. He had passed to Isagi. Isagi was now the leading player. He was no longer the star of the show. And that just crushed Bado's whole existence. He accepted becoming a supporting cast here and was willing to pass the ball to Nagi and Isagi that were dominating the field. However, as he was about to make a winning pass, something inside of him held back and he wasn't able to do the kick. His ego, you could say, was the one holding him back from that, taking a step back and not taking a commanding role. And so he had this whole epiphany, and he came up with a new move with the consecutive chops to pass the ball and then just dribble around the person while still keeping his speed, I believe. And he decided, okay, I can't be the main character, but I can be the villain. Still a main role. And so he took all that in, dribbled past Kunigami, dribbled past Chigiri, and scored. The king is back. Hopefully, now that he had a taste of what it's like to be a team, he's a little more cooperative. I get it that the whole, like, being a support, just passing the ball around isn't really battle, but hopefully he doesn't get stuck with the whole, I'm not passing the ball, I'm just gonna dribble everyone and deal with it. Like, at some point it might not work, so hopefully that comes into play. We'll see. And ego, it was even talk about, like, what does one do when they're in defeat, the despair? Do they just make an excuse and keep going as if nothing happened? Do they take that in and evolve from it? Well, Bado has. What about the other guys? So now we're about to pick who we're gonna take in our team. Ryo, Bachira, not Bachira. Ryo, Shigiri, or Kunigami. Well, judging from the match, Shigiri is very much the one that showed up, the big problem that they had to deal with, that they even made a risky play to stop it. So, and was the one that Isagi was saying that they needed to complement the team. However, from the ED, it seems like it's Ryo, which is strange because the reasoning to pick Ryo was because of Nagi's promise. Sure, he's the passer, the control tower, but like, Isagi was kind of doing that job in that match. Sure, he's not at Ryo's level, but still, they can still accomplish that while they gain so much more from Chigiri. So I don't really know how it reached that point, if the ED is something to be based on. Well, we're about to see. As a reminder, this is a time reaction, which means you sync up your own version with mine and we'll watch it together. I'll try to add some scenes here and there, but don't expect too much. And with that being said, Let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go. Bandai Namco. Filmworks. There's the sound. And then that soundtrack. Now, who'd you pick? Kunigami's not even in the running. Yeah, they're gonna talk it out because each one wants somebody. Okay, now Nagi has a better reasoning. Oh, he's accepting Rio like that. See? He's accepting explanation now that he's actually giving an explanation. Ooh, interesting. Okay. I'm curious of what Isagi has in mind here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you both evolved from each other. I want someone who can devour us. Oh, that is an interesting way to see it. So Chigiri? Yeah. The only one trying to follow the theory. Ooh, okay. But yeah, Rio. Yeah, Shigiri and Kunigami are gonna be apart now. And Rio and Kunigami are gonna have to climb their way back up. True. If you want to revenge, this was not the way to do it. I'll be waiting for you, Hiro. Kind of nice to see that Kunigami and Shigiri is kind of like Bachira and Isagi. And Nagi is making up with Rio. Yeah, because they knew you were good. Especially Nagi, that very familiar with you. Hey, didn't hear? He was wanting to pick you. Oh no, he hasn't forgotten that. He wasn't even talking about that before the game. So you're gonna battle me to do it properly. Ooh. Okay, Nagi. We'll be a team, but it won't be the best, really. Ooh. Throwing it back at him. I'm pass carry. Ooh. Nice. Ooh, become the one who chooses, not waiting to be chosen. Okay, giving him some motivation and not revenge motivation. Actually, motivation to become better. And Kunigami's bringing him up. Yeah, because you two are gonna have to fight teeth and nail to get back up. Good luck, you two. Meanwhile, we're gonna move ahead. Judgment. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that since I'm watching this a little late, since it's late Sunday for me right now, I did get a little spoilered by like thumbnails and titles from other reactions. I know this episode has to do with Bachira, so I imagine we're gonna meet up with Bachira and Rin, Adiu, and the other guy, which I keep forgetting his name, and probably gonna set up the match. Like, I know we're gonna get some Bachira flashback, some backstory here. I don't really know the context, but yeah, that's all I know. So, just letting you guys know. And judgment, judgment. Judgment, judgment. And also, I do appreciate that we got Chigiri, because not only was I pointing out that like he was the one that made most sense, but I see that their point that Ryu would be more balanced. But with Chigiri is a gamble, high risk, high reward, and that's what he's saying that Blue Lock's all about. But I do like another thing that I like about picking Chigiri is that he's one of my favorite. I'd say like Bachira, Nagi, and Chigiri are my top three. Isagi is making his way up. Oh, we're already at it. We're already at the Bachira backstory. And that's his mom. A real friend he can play soccer with. Not just a monster. And he's working hard on getting Rencho approve of him, I guess. Oh, and now they don't have bunk beds anymore. Nobody's paying attention. The selfish princess. Everyone calls him Princess Missy. And then we have the maid battle mode. Yeah, they're all very selfish. I'll try eventually. Frick SS. Hey, that's how it started with you guys in battle. Yep. Yeah. Oh. Who would have guessed? Bado's the one agreeing to go with Isagi. Okay. Oh, that steak. A juicy, juicy steak. No, I think he got it out of his system back then when he picked you up. I was hyped when they said it, but okay. Now Bado's wants to learn more about Isagi. Ooh, he's asking him what soccer do you want to play?
俺の武器は空間認識能力とダイレクトシュートだから、それにオフザボールの動きを合わせてポジショニングしてる。はあ。
Yeah, because back then Bado was a different person. He wouldn't listen. Yeah, that like okay, that part was too much, but the rest you were right. Ooh, I'm stronger now because I died once and got back up. Yeah, it's kind of like Ego was saying how when they reach despair, the moment of truth, if they can get back up from that, they grow stronger. Sure, sure. Having watched the anime, meeting villains become protagonist friends afterwards.
お前の倍のスピードで進化してやるよ
I'll evolve twice as fast as you. This very much reminds me Deku and Bakugo rivalry, or they just like, I'll get better than you, then I'll just get even better than that. Oh. Yeah, he's learning. Noah, oh Noah. Isagi's idol, and he doesn't even know him. He's really good, right? Just the #1 striker. Not much. Nope. 6 months ago, he knew nothing. It's criminal how good you are about knowing soccer.
爆弾であり相棒ってとこかな
A ticking clock and a partner.
痛い今は大丈夫まあ次壊れたらやばいけど後悔はないその覚悟で
But it's interesting we got that Bachira little snippet of a backstory in the beginning of the episode.
世界一になる前に倒さなきゃなんない奴が山ほどいるからな
Yeah. Teach him more about other players he can learn from. But Reborn Battle as well as Nagin Chigiri. Oh, I feel like we're about to learn a bit more. Oh my god, what the heck? Hey, he's practicing? Sure you don't like the mask, but let's control everything championship. I guess he's just throwing stuff for Nagi to try to control it. That's cute.
感性に頼り切ったそんなドリブルじゃ永遠に俺には通用しねえそんなのやってみなきゃわかんないよ
Okay.
お前のドリブルは楽しんでるように見える
Rin's kind of teaching Bachira here? Ooh, you're just afraid to fight alone. He calling him out. Oh, and more Bachira. Oh, look at that. Look at little Bachira. Yep. Look at that. Even as a little kid. Boo! Yeah. Leaving everyone does. No, what? Girl's hair? Okay, did not expect Bachira to go into the aggression here. But yeah, 3 versus 1. Yeah, that doesn't need to be somebody wrong. Oof. Wow, that's deep. Into the event, they can no longer hear what's saying. Wow. That voice, the voice of the monster inside. I guess she has her own version of it. Just like when you feel playing soccer, maybe she feels when painting. He started playing soccer with the monster. He's not even paying attention. But he's playing with the monster instead of with the team. Just watching Noah. With people at that high level. Ooh, look at that. And then there was that scene with the monster. I remember this in the second episode. Sometimes he gets scared. It's so interesting considering he's so good at passing now. I guess just because none of them were at the level he wanted. And then Blue Lock, everyone is much closer to that. Aww. He might die of loneliness. That's sad. She does not look like she changed at all while he grew up. Yeah. And there he's gonna find people more qualified to play with you like the monster. Zico. That's what he was dreaming about when he was there. He barely heard the rules, huh? Mr. Justice Hero. Yeah, many different styles. And everyone is really at least decent. Yeah, I imagine it would be like a paradise. And that's when he found Isagi. Oh, yeah. that would be a fear, because if no one here would be better than the master, then it would be almost impossible for him to find someone there. And that's when he saw it. That's the first time he worked together with Isagi. Oh, and the monster went up to Isagi. Yeah.
めぐるは教えてもらった気がしました。パスを出せ。こいつが怪物だ。
That is so great.
だからめぐるは潔与一を信じているのです。
Mm. You could understand. Yeah, I feel like this whole conversation is gonna help Bachira level up. Like his dribbling can reach a new level. He's telling him about the monster as well. Just like he told Isagi.
俺は本当の怪物を探しにブルーロックに来たんだ。知るか。そんな子供じみたもんに支配されてるから。お前のプレーは臆病でぬるいんだろ。その怪物とやらと一生サッカーやってろ。
Oh, don't tell him that. Yeah, I guess you can say that is another monster you can't understand yet. Oh, look. The cycle was waiting there.
約束通り奪い返しに来たぜ。
そしてめぐるは確かめるために戦うのです。
やろうぜ。
Look at that.
潔与一と
Which of these two monsters?
自分の心をもっと楽しくさせる
Oh,
どっちなのかを。
that is so nice. Oh, yes, the team of the last starters, Yemon, Huon, and what was his name again? You die. Yeah.
エリ好みしててこのまま誰とも組めずに失格とかなるよか。知ってるやつとさっさと組んで次に進む方が最善手っしょ。
Yeah. Basically, nobody. Okay. At least Kuon is changed. And get a job, Yemon! Yeah, you've been a goalie that whole first selection. You're finally able to be a striker again. You really helped the team there, but don't do that to the guy. Oh, their start was even more delayed. Oh my god. Well, that's it. That's the episode. Now, before I forget, let me talk about the additional time. So, Huon, nobody wanting to team with him because of his traitorous shenanigans that he did back then. Of course, no one wants to fully trust that. especially when they're such a small team. Like, what if he betrays them so that they would pick him to go forward? So not a lot of people wanting to team up with him. Meanwhile, Yeman, who has been goalie the whole first selection, so he hasn't had much striker experience so far. Makes sense that it took a while to complete that first test. And we had Udai, who was the lover boy that treats soccer like romance. They were late in finishing the first test of the second selection. And so, instead of being picky on who to have on the team, he preferred to just go with somebody he knows and just keep moving forward. That's why they were able to accept having Kuon with them. Meanwhile, he was even warning Kuon of don't even think about betraying again or you're dead. And Kuon has changed. He has seen the light and was like, of course not. You're free to do that if I do end up doing that, because I'm not gonna. Yeah, man. He's finally able to be a striker, not a goalie anymore. Udai even joked around with him, just messing with him, which, oh, poor man. But hey, good luck to them. Well, I think that now we've seen everyone on Team Z has made their teams. So I really hope most of them make it now. In the beginning, I was like, probably just this few aren't gonna make it. But now that we've seen them make the teams, like, there's so many of them I want to make sure at least through the second selection. Sure, they won't be able to make it to the very end, but at least keep them a little while longer, you know? Just wishful thinking. Because we know that Naruhaya's gone. Who else is gonna be gone? Anyway, now we're gonna go back to the actual episode. Starting with their choice of a teammate. So, of course, Bado wanted Kunigami and Nagi wanted Rio. But this time, Nagi actually gave an explanation of why he wanted Rio. And not just because of the promise, but because how well it would balance out the team and help them, like, further score. Which helped Bado accept his proposal. Maybe because Bado's a changed man now, or maybe because he was better explaining. Who knows? Even though Isagi agreed with that whole idea, he told them, like, yeah, normally that would be the best choice. However, we're in Blue Lock, and here is high risk, high reward. If we want to get better, we need somebody that will give us that push to evolve. He'll devour us, we'll devour him, and we're both just gonna grow from it. And the one that can keep up with them to the point that it's actually a threat to them in a way, even though they're on a team, would be Shigiri. Which also his speed was something that Isagi was wanting before, so just added to that. But Isagi's mentality changed with this match as well, just like Bado. Because just like he devoured Bado and Bado devoured him, both of them grew with this match. So he realized, like, that is what we need in Blue Lock. Therefore, sure, we can make a balanced team, or we can make a team that devours each other to grow. Because then we'll be able to do great as a team and separately, really. Because we're gonna be learning from that. So it really depends if we can devour each other to have that growth. Because otherwise it's gonna be a losing strategy. Instead of making a balanced team, just make an all-out team with no practical defense, really.
確かにそれでチームはまとまる。でもさ、それは俺たちの可能性を潰す自殺行為だぞ。思い出せよ、二次セレクションクリアの鍵は化学反応だろ。俺がバローを食ってバローが俺を食い返して、俺たちですら誰もあんなプレー想像できなかった。俺たちを食う、そんな人間が俺は欲しい。
まあ博打だが正論だな。
この化学反応に混ざっても消えないのはお前しかいないんだよ。ちぎり氷馬。
However, his explanation was accepted by Nagi and Bato, and they went with Chigiri. So Chigiri was gonna come into this team, this mishmash of self-centered people, and Isagi. Meanwhile, Nagi went to have his peace talk with Rio, but Rio wanted none of that. He just called him out like, "Oh yeah, then why didn't you pick me? I'm in." Nagi wanted to pick you. He even gave his explanation why they should have picked you. Just Isagi had the more convincing argument. And Nagi threw back at him how he's not improving really. He's just being there and just wanting the two of them stick together. How are they gonna be the best team? Sure, they'll be a team, but not the best team. We can be a team, but that won't be exciting. And calling him out on that so that he needs to change up.
あのラストプレーはお前の相手だから仕掛けられたんだよ。お前の能力は優秀だから、あの状況で無理にでもギリギリのパスを出せるお前の才能はやっぱお前がすごいんだよ。だから今は先に行くけど、この先でまた。だったら取れ。いや、それならレオの方がアンカーで止めつけれるし、攻守のバランスを取ってくれる。俺たちが好き勝手動くにはベストの人選でしょ。変わっちまったんだよお前は。二人で世界一になれる俺との約束も忘れる人間にな。で、ワクワクもしないのに気持ちだけチームになって世界一ってそんな甘っちょろいことなの？俺らの約束忘れてんのお前の方じゃん。なあレオ、選ばれる方じゃなくて選ぶ方になれよ。何のためにサッカーやってんだお前。下向くな、見届けろ。ここで目をそらしたら俺たちは終わりだ。
Rio really got mad at Nagi and everything to the point that he did call Nagi because the way he saw it was that Nagi was just keeping him at a distance, not really sticking with him or throwing him away. And he was even mentioning how, if you're gonna leave me, then do it properly. Don't just tease it. And Nagi got tired of that. Just, you're a hassle, fine. Bye. Which, sure, it hurts. But Rio needs to grow up so that they can be together again. Because Nagi does remember the promise. And Isagi even called out to him how he needs to have that improvement. So hopefully he's gonna evolve there. Which now it's him and Kunigami alone. So maybe that will give the extra push he needs so that he can evolve some more. And so that he can and Nagi can actually work well together once again. Because I really don't want to lose neither Kunigami nor Rio. So we'll have to see how that will go. All this talk, I'm just seeing oh, I know it's not going to be true because there's so many characters I don't want to lose, but we are going to be losing them eventually. Just want to keep them a little longer, you know, just a little longer. So now we have the self-centered group in Isagi. Bado, Nagi, and Chigiri, all very much about themselves. Nagi's just doesn't really care about anything really, just in his own little world. Chigiri taking care of himself, his appearance and everything, and Bado just, we're gonna do this things my way or my way.
聞いてるみんなチームメイトが大事なこと喋ってますよいやナギとバローに加えてわがままお嬢のチビリだもんなこりゃ今までより大変そうはいはい喧嘩しないとりあえず飯にしよっか俺はいいや足のケアもあるし俺も動画見とくこいつら自分勝手
And cleaning everything up and everything was just a mess. Surprisingly, Bado was the one agreeing to go with Isagi to eat. Because Bado had the whole change, and just like before, Isagi wanted to learn more about Bado since he ended up devouring him afterwards. Bado wants to learn more about Isagi so that he can also use that. So that's nice to see. Like Bado seems to be finally working with the team, just like when Isagi explained his abilities, how the spatial awareness, the direct shot, the off the ball, everything he's added in. Bado's like, why didn't you tell me earlier? Well, he did. Just back then you wouldn't listen. Now you are. Look at the difference. So I really want to see that improved Bado actually like being himself as the villain, but also working with the team, because he's finally seeing Isagi eye to eye now, which is a whole different.
死んで這い上がった俺は強えぞ
今のお前なんか好きだ俺
俺は嫌いだつうか俺がお前を知ろうとしてるのはその才能を食って完膚なきまでに叩き潰すためだ
そんでお前の倍のスピードで進化してやるよ
甘えよ俺はその3倍で進化する
And meanwhile, Chigiri and Nagi had some getting to know each other time and like bonding time. Really. How he saw Nagi really does not know anything about soccer, and he started to teach him about some players with control and everything. And when Isagi and Bado came back, saw them practicing in a way the control everything game, basically, where Chigiri was gonna pick up things up and throw at Nagi, where he was gonna control that, such as Bado shoot. So in a way, it is training Nagi's control, and they were having fun. So nice to see that bonding, really. I'm curious how the team as a whole is gonna be once this game starts, though.
その覚悟で俺は一日ずつ走ってるおおかっこいいねつかなぎトラップだったら他にもすごいやついるぞマジ教えて教えておお靴も成功なんか動画見てたらやりたくなっちゃったナギ清志郎何でもトラップ選手権待ってろよバチラ今はこの高鳴りに身を委ねて ち向かうだけだ。
But now we reach the meat and potato of this episode. Bachira's backstory. How since little he had seen this monster that even his mom was aware about. Maybe she had her own version of it for painting, I don't know. But it seems like it was a high skill level, like what he envisions as really a great option, like a great skill. So it actually got in the way of him playing with other kids at a low level, because people were over there, but like, yeah, okay, that can be an option, but the monster would always be a step up on that, like further ahead, be able to do more options, be more free, and that ended up stopping him from passing to the other people, because like, yeah, you can do that, but if you were there, it would be so much better, just like the monster. And that just kept getting in the way of him, and it kind of led to a loneliness that he was so afraid of ending up stuck like that.
そう、その怪物くんはきっとめぐるにしか見えない友達なんだよ。
でもねママ、俺欲しいんだ。楽しいサッカーが一緒にできる本当の友達が。
そうだね。いつかできるといいね。たまに感じる。
あ、いけそう。
ボールと自分が一心同体になるみたいな感覚が最高で。
なんか怖いよ。おかっぱだし。行こうぜ。変だろこいつ。俺は変じゃない。は、キモいんだよ。
めぐるには感じられることがこの子たちには感じられないだけだ。自分の信じたいものがあるって素敵なことだよ。それを信じて生きればいい。そしてめぐるは怪物とサッカーをするようになりました。
出せバチラ。それじゃ楽しくない。出したいのはその3歩先。怪物ならもっとスーパースペシャルに決める。
もしもこのまま誰も分かってくれなかったら、もしもこのまま一人ぼっちでサッカーをするとしたら、そう思うとめぐるは死んでしまいそうなくらい寂しくなるのです。
However, his mom kept appreciating him and encouraging, so that he kept going. Sure, things were not looking great, but he didn't give up on it. So he kept going until one day he got the blue lock notice, and hey, level players are gonna be there. Maybe they'll finally be able to reach the level of the monster, if not higher. But at the same time, kind of a gamble, really, because if they don't reach the monster's level, well, who will? So if he doesn't find somebody there, that would be the end for him, because he would realize that there's no one that would fit his qualifications. However, in that that entrance test, that pre-selection test, I don't remember what's the right word they used, he found that somebody, a possible choice, Isagi. And when he started playing, actually got involved in that, he saw the monster going to Isagi, like, hey, pass it to him, he's also capable of this. So that really brightened up this world, as he saw somebody that actually fit on what he wanted, a friend that had the skill set that he needed. And that's why he stuck to Isagi so much. And I really like to see that.
やったじゃん、言っといでよ。楽しくなってきた。ブルーロックならきっといろんなサッカーをする人がいて、怪物と肩を並べる人がいるはず。本気でサッカーをやり合うこの場所は楽園でした。でももしこの中にも 怪物にかなう人なんていなくて、分かり合える人がいなかったとしたら、その時はまた死んでしまいそうなくらいに寂しいあの毎日に戻ってしまう。
もう一人ぼっちは嫌なんだ。だからちょっと怖いけど、いなかったらすっげえ悲しいけど、俺がずっと待ち焦がれた、ずっと会いたくて探してた本当の怪物、友達ならきっとそこに。
めぐるは教えてもらった気がしました。パスを出せ、こいつが怪物だ。だからめぐるは潔世一を信じているのです。
However, Rin was not on that, and even called out Bachira on it, how his dribbling is so half-baked because he's wishing to play with someone. Not really sure how he got that from it, but hey, anime characters just can see things we can't, just who knows. But he called him out on it, and that surprised Bachira because how did you know that? But Bachira decided to tell him about the monster and everything, even though he didn't really care about that. And he said to Bachira, just keep playing with that monster of yours and by yourself. Like, he hurts having seen Bachira's backstory. But hopefully this will give Bachira some new perspective and his dribbling is gonna level up during the match against Isagi, because Isagi showed up as he promised for a rematch.
お前のドリブルは楽しんでるよ。一人で戦うことを恐れて誰かを探してるサッカー。メイリーちゃん、なんで俺が誰かを探してるって分かったの？俺は心に怪物を飼ってる。は、なんだそれ。自分のやりたいサッカーのイメージみたいな。知るかよ。そんな子供じみたもんに支配されてるから、お前のプレーは臆病でぬるいんだろ。もしかしたらこいつは俺にはまだ理解できない怪物かもしれない。潔とはまた別の。ようバチュラ、探したぞ。潔。
そしてめぐるは確かめるために戦うのです。潔世一と愛し凛、自分の心をもっと楽しくさせる怪物はどっちなのかを。
Now, something I like to point out is that the ending lied to me. It seemed like Rio would be the one on Isagi's team because Nagi, Baro, Rio, and Rin had that uniform, while Team Z had the older uniform, the white uniform. But maybe not. Like, they're just non-Team Z members that they were added there, just a different uniform to separate them from Team Z. So instead of Rio, we had Shigiri on the team, which I already mentioned why I like that, but yeah. So that makes me realize that maybe we're not getting Rin. Maybe we are indeed getting Bachira back, especially with how determined Isagi was for him. Because like, I came back as a promise to get Bachira back. And there was a whole thing, Bachira's backstory about how he found Isagi and wanted to stick with him. Isagi really like enjoys Bachira's company. They work well off each other. Kind of like Kunigami and Shigiri had their moments when Shigiri was picked. So that really gives hope seeing Bachira on their team. And Rin's just another opposition, a high-level enemy that they have to beat. Kind of like a boss, but he'll certainly be showing up more in the future. Like, with his skill set, I would not doubt that. So now I kind of wish that's the way it goes, but who knows. But yeah, I think that's all I can say about this episode. Really enjoyed the Bachira stuff. Really like that Shigiri joined them. kind of like the whole mashing that the team's having now between Sagi and Bado, Jigiri and Nagi, and curious about the whole thing with Bachira that after his talk with Rin. And I'm excited to see the match coming up. We have 5 or 6 more episodes to go. So that certainly is not going to be just as much. We're still going to have some stuff after that. Wonder where it's going to go. But that is all for this episode. And with that being said, see you next time. Bye!